Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So today we're going to be talking about the series Kakegurui. Now for those not familiar, this is often referred to as the gambling anime, where there's this elite school where the hierarchy is determined by gambling. It had 2 seasons, it was very successful, and people still talk about it to this day. Now the fact that we're talking about Kakegurui in this video means one of 2 things. Either there is a much desired 3rd season coming for this anime, or Netflix made a cringe-inducing live-action adaptation. Unfortunately, it is the latter, and that's what we got here with Bets, a Netflix series based on this manga, and it is as cringe as you might have guessed. And the comments on Twitter are ripping apart this trailer, and on YouTube it actually might be even worse. You can see the official trailer here. People are going wild. They are very blown away by the quality of this trailer. You can see 2,100 likes versus 7,900 dislikes. That's a very easy set of math to do. That is a 21% like to dislike ratio. People are not impressed by this live action adaptation. On top of that, as I like to point out with these trailers, look at the apathy. 67,000 views in nearly 2 days since this trailer was released on YouTube. That is really low for something like this. You're taking a beloved franchise and making a Netflix live action out of it, and you can't even crack 100K views. I've seen YouTubers make indie projects with more hype surrounding them than this. Now, before we get into the actual trailer itself, we'll watch it together. I want to point out 2 very simple things. Number 1, the live action's been done before, and done very well, by Japan. They made a live action adaptation of this series, and it was very well received, mainly because it sticks to the source material very well. And also look at the costumes and casting. They did a phenomenal job nailing these characters, okay? You can see they really captured what these characters are supposed to look like and did a really good job, because often it's hard to make a live action out of anime and make it look faithful to the source material. The second thing I want to point out, this is the cast of characters, especially if you're not familiar with the series. This is what the main cast of characters is supposed to look like. Now brace yourselves, we're going to check out this live action trailer, and it's just as bad as you might have predicted.
My name is Yumiko, and I've been bad. But sometimes you have to do a bad thing to make the world better. This should be fun.
I'm going to do something a little different. This might catch you guys by surprise, but I'm going to start off this reaction with a compliment. Yes, I can make compliments. I'm going to start off by saying I think they did a good job casting Yumiko. Now, the bar for this is very low, but I'm going to say she at least looks like the character somewhat. I know, the standards are really low for this trailer, as we'll see. But also, I think she has a good voice for this. I think she did a good job with that. And I also think she captures the craziness of the character Yumiko in a pretty good way. So that's the end of the compliment. There's going to be no more compliments for the rest of this trailer, unfortunately.
St. Dominic's prep goes back 100 years.
So to kind of round out the plot here, it looks like basically a white woman's fantasy of what an overseas boarding school looks like. Like they watch too many K-dramas, and this is what they did with this IP.
Parents send their kids here to learn what it takes to run the world. CEO.
They gone and DEI'd Kakegurui. I can't believe this. Netflix, how could you? I'm not surprised at all. But look at this blue sky meetup. I mean, these are the people calling you a fascist on Twitter. Okay, who is this? Who is this supposed to be? This is many of the main characters from the cast right now. Yes. My memory of Kakegurui, I only saw the 1st season of the anime. It's been many years since then. My memory might not be the best, but I don't remember anyone looking like any of these characters. Like, who's this guy? Who is this guy? I don't remember an extremely flamboyant male character existing in the show. Who is this guy? Who are all these people? Yeah, well, we're going to take a look at some of these characters, and trust me, it's going to get a lot worse.
Those dictate.
So here's one example of a character for some reason wearing a COVID mask in the year 2025 that's stunning and brave. Now, this is the character that they're based on. They got rid of the iconic mask and replaced it with this cringe. Why, you ask? I have no clue. They just did it because this is Netflix, unfortunately. But it gets even worse. Let's play for another second.
Is crime.
Let's do another side-by-side comparison. Look how they massacred my girl. Yep, they did. This is insane. Again, giving some credit, it is hard to match an anime with the live action. It's hard to replicate it in real life, and sometimes it just looks a little cringe. It's a little cringy because that's the way anime into live action often goes. But this just looks bad. It just doesn't look good. It looks like a high school production, okay? The costumes just are so bad, and we know with the Japanese version, they can pull it off. You can pull off these characters if you do a good enough job. They're not doing a good job. In fact, there's even this screenshot floating around right now. I don't know if this is real. I couldn't find it in the trailer, but a lot of people have been pointing this out. If this is real, no words. No words at all. But let's continue on.
Lords, but it's not the classes that change you. It's the gambling.
I'm going to point something out here because Netflix did it to themselves. Okay? They race swapped one of the characters with a black actor, and there's several black characters in this live action, and you have to understand the context of the show. If you lose enough bets, the students become slaves. And now they injected a bunch of race swaps, leading to a very interesting direction for Netflix. Speaking of gambles, this is quite the gamble they're pulling off with this race swap. Again, seems kind of tone deaf to the entire plot of the show, but anyways.
Your winnings are everything.
Do you see this character? If you're familiar with the series, you might not recognize her, but you might see the one indicator, the blue lipstick. This is Kirari. I'm not kidding. Here's the character they're basing this off of. I don't know about you guys, but I'm seeing double. I mean, they absolutely nailed this character right down to the very essence. Yeah, this is a joke, right? They got the hair wrong, they got the color wrong, they even messed up the iconic blue lipstick. They fumbled like the most recognizable feature of this character. This looks like some girl who's going to the local liberal arts college and is majoring in gender studies. Like, this is an absolute joke. This is not what Kirari should be looking like in a live action. It's like they didn't even try.
Top 10 get into student council.
They play like assassins.
Again, being very generous. It's hard to pull off, especially quirkiness in live action when you're basing it on anime. But this doesn't look quirky, this looks cringe. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it, okay? It's cringe. I'm sure most people just found that cringe and a lot of elements of this trailer cringe.
Teachers and students vanish. Dead, alive, nobody knows.
That sounds fun.
She's insane.
My parents.
They went to St. Dominic's.
One of these people murdered them.
They really try to also make Yumiko as some kind of like savior of the school, which is a weird route because that's not really what she was doing in the anime. She's not like some hero trying to save the whole school. It's like not what she's about, but that's kind of the spin they're going with here. Interesting, I guess.
And I'm gonna find out who.
So you're some type of pro gambler, here to beat everyone and take their money.
No, not their money.
They were really proud of this shot. You know they were very proud of this shot. 100%.
I'm a killer, then I'm perfected.
Royal Flush! Blackjack! Bingo!
In this world?
You know, I was going to compliment, again, how well the actress kind of nails Yumiko's craziness. And then this happens. And then just the pure, unadulterated cringe rears its ugly head once again with this. This is the person calling you a chud on Twitter for criticizing this trailer.
You rule or you obey. At St. Dom's?
Well, at least they stayed faithful to the source material for this scene.
I make the rules.
We're just getting started.
I'm a killer, then a perfecto.
Also, the fighting scenes are just, like, comedically bad. And also, what is with this shot? Is this the Hunger Games? What happened to the plot here? Why are we doing all this? That's it. That's the trailer. Are you interested in trying out Bets? Let your opinions be known in the comments section if you're thrilled to see this. Now, there's a lot going on with this series and with the reactions to it. The YouTube comment section on this is brutal, to say the least. You can see the top comments. This is just right down the list as we go here. Pope didn't die for this. Take it back. We should start making Murdered by Netflix awards. It's a good idea. Just give us Kakegurui Season 3. Yumiko is not a hero. She is not out to help people. She only wants the thrill of gambling. Colonized version of Kakegurui. Netflix, I understand your desire for more Kakegurui, but you didn't need to do this. We just wanted Season 3. They do realize the main plot of this show is about losing bet equals become a slave. And they are genius enough to have a black dude to be the character. We have Kakegurui at home. This isn't the Kakegurui I remember. Yes, I think that's a very fair statement to be made here. And also, of course, you go to the YouTube or the Twitter comments, and things get even worse. Okay, people are not exactly thrilled. You see the comparison points being made. How did you ruin Kakegurui? How do you mess with perfection? And you got the DEI squad here. Russian roulette, but all the chambers are filled because what the F? Cancel it. This stuff is ass. Live action of the animated project will always be trash, especially if it's made by BET. Okay. It's not by BET, Black Entertainment Television, but I'll allow it because there is a quote from the Boondocks here.
Black Entertainment Television is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
That was a good episode. Anyways, why did Japan create a show based on black exploitation? What? Why are you guys so confused about this? Why are you so confused about the name? That's like the one thing we can really settle here. It's called Bet. Absolute ass. Bro, all the animes to adapt. This stuff is going to be worse than Death Note. Possibly. Who asked for this? Y'all brought back the Zoomer version of High School Musical and slapped Kakegurui as the title name. Please, I beg you, stop. Then you see this. Some Dragon Ball Evolution here. You know what? Let's give some grace to Dragon Ball Evolution. Let's look back fondly at the memories it gave us, okay? And right now, it's no longer the worst rated film. Actually, Snow White and that live action actually overtook. This is the worst rated film. It's pretty impressive, actually. But you get the point, right? This is a disaster. Who asked for this? Nobody. Nobody asked for this. And it's a very hard anime to nail. But the thing is, it's been done before and done well. And Netflix is now just slinging it out there, making this absolute disaster of a project that's going to bomb. This is not going to do well. I have a very strong feeling it will not, unless it really does well with the Zoomers this is trying to appeal to. But yeah, not a great look for Bets. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.